Good morning, Weaver. Good morning, Steven. Why are you acting like that? I am no longer Steven. I am now Steven Plus. Can you stop talking like that? It's already getting annoying. Wait till you see how much this cost you. Wait, what? What's going on today, guys? I'm your host, Weaver Beats, and welcome back to another video. Today, I'll be reviewing Reason Plus. There's a reason it's took me so long to upload. This is not an easy thing to review, and also I've been kind of busy doing mixing and mastering work. Well, so what is Reason Plus? It's a monthly fee you can pay Reason Studios to have access to everything they have. This pissed off a lot of people. People got the perception that you wouldn't be able to buy a Reason license anymore, or that they had wasted their money in the past on it because now they could just pay monthly. The second part is somewhat true, especially if you purchased it recently, and it's also really reminiscent of, thou who shall not be named. I'm talking about Adobe. I think people's concern is that they're moving completely in this direction, but they say on their website that you can still buy a Reason license if you wish to, and if they claim you can do so, and you can still do it, so far so good, right? So here's a discovery I made while working on this video. When you pay for Reason Plus monthly, you actually only get Reason's official rack extensions. You don't get the third-party rack extensions, which is, I feel like something they should probably state a little more. Basically, I'm going to try to go in today and figure out if it's worth the money. So what's different about Reason Plus than the other versions of Reason? Well, they include this little companion tool that's pretty similar to Splice, but more integrated with Reason somewhat. And you can use that to get sounds or loops or various things, and you can still tweak them and whatnot on your own. Let's see, they have things such as Neo Soul, Beach Party, Cinetronica, what the fuck is that? Grime and Garage, trap drums, liquid breaks, pop chord progressions. They say they intend on releasing 10 packs a week, which is actually pretty decent, not bad. I don't think it's better than Splice, but less people probably use this than Splice, so you can probably get loops that are not as overused. It includes all of Reason's custom devices they made in the past that aren't included with the Reason software, so you no longer have to go in and buy all these extra devices. You just get them all with that monthly fee. It comes with the latest version of Reason software as well, including the Reason Rack and the actual DAW. And there's a new Reason Plus companion window that opens up when you open Reason. Oh, that's great. It has another window now because it didn't have enough windows before. Okay, so I'm going to go in and review all these sample packs as well as the new devices and I'm just trying to figure out if this is worth $20 a month. If this is the only DAW you use, then $20 a month is not that bad realistically, especially if you take music seriously. But I believe a lot of people that use Reason, this isn't their only DAW. This should go without saying, but I will obviously not be reviewing every sound pack and device within Reason Plus. This should also go without saying, but you need an internet connection in order to get Reason Plus. I mean, you wouldn't be able to pay for it in the first place if you didn't have an internet connection. I still feel like I have to tell people every stupid thing when I do these videos, so what the fuck? I do wish they would let you download these sound packs in bulk because you have to do it individually, and honestly I can only use like 3 patches out of each one of these for the most part. So having to download each one individually is kind of annoying. Another thing I noticed, you can't really change the area that it downloads the sounds or the new devices to. I checked in the preferences as well as the companion and I could not find it. Maybe there's another way to do it. Maybe it's just wherever you install Reason. But I was running out of space eventually and there was no way for me to change where it went. So I just deleted Ableton. And obviously that's just me. I'm mostly just interested in the patches, but there's also other things you can get from each of these packs like drum loops and guitar loops and other stuff like that. Most of the packs seem pretty good for the most part. I was pleasantly surprised with quite a few of them. Then there was a few that I was not as happy with. For instance, in one of the packs, the drums didn't start on the 1, which I felt like was a little bit lazy. And then in another pack, there was an NNXT, which was just a snare, pitched up and down. So yeah, I feel like there was probably a better way to do that. Like really, we got a snare drum at NXT. It's 2021 and that's what we're doing. Snare drum at NXT. I'm excited. I actually experienced a few bugs as well, but maybe they're more related to Reason 11 than Reason Plus. For instance, after using one of the patches in the packs, when I relaunched the same project again, for some reason the arpeggiator that I had bypassed was not bypassed. So I had to go inside and do a little maintenance. There was quite a few good ones though, and I'm sure there were some good ones that I used but didn't really pay attention to the names to. It's really kind of overwhelming if I'm being honest. So I know I like the Beat Battle kit, I like the Cold Summer kit. There was like a Tycho kit named Analog Haze, I also really like that one. I honestly kind of wish they put more effort into combining these into making bigger packs, as opposed to just each pack having like a maximum of like 12 sounds or patches. Chord progressions for pop is okay. It's 10 different patches here. You can hold down the keys and play the progressions they had for each of these, or you can turn off the pattern devices and then play your own, chords and whatnot. So there's a few different ways to use it. Not too bad. I do appreciate the sounds of them. Am I fucking retarded? Yes. I must be fucking retarded. Well, one of these packs doesn't have anything in it. Maybe I downloaded wrong? Like, I'm not really a fan of the way some of these patches are split up into different NXT patches. Like, with the drums, it doesn't really make a lot of sense. Like, why not just put them all together into a kit? Some of these are just basic patches, to be honest. Some of them are actually pretty good. Some of them are kind of basic and not really inspiring. I mean, they're not bad either, but they're just okay, for instance, I'm going through this grime project right now, and, I was expecting to find some, like, weird, fucked up basses I could use in a grime song or something, but it's mostly just, like, weird keys, spooky lead, signy chords, reverse bambalong. We all know that one. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this one's a little phoned in, to be honest. Give me something good. Give me something fucking good. Not that. It's just a basic fucking saw bass, dude. What am I supposed to do with this? I could have made this. Well, the next patch is the same fucking thing, dude. This could definitely benefit from some drip. Sometimes I'm like, wow, this is an amazing sound. Give me more of this. Other times I'm like, this wasn't worth the time to download. I'm having a heart attack right now? What the fuck is this? Feeling some strange pain in my finger. So now let's talk about friction. I would say it's comparable to Kontakt string libraries, if we're being incredibly generous. They actually function a bit differently though. Kontakt is based off of using very large sample libraries, while friction is a synthesizer made to mimic real string instruments. And that makes it sound a lot worse than it actually is, because trying it sounds fairly legit in my opinion. With some processing, I think it fits really well in a mix. Alright, the process pianos are fantastic. The radical keys, also fantastic. Process pianos is more like piano patches edited with synths and whatnot. Here's some of the patches I really like from it. There was one named Slapback something. I don't fucking know. Slapback something. I also really like the Trails patch. It's nothing too special. It's honestly just a piano with delay on it, but it's just the perfect amount of delay to where it's like usable in a composition. Alright, so Radical Keys is a bit similar to Friction in that it incorporates physical modeling, but it also incorporates samples. Made to sound like the Rhodes MK1, the Wurlitzer, and the Pianet T. I'm pretty happy with how it sounds. The difference between the patches is not as drastic as something like the Process pianos, but I don't think that's what they were going for. They're just trying to get you different variations on electric piano sounds. Okay, so now let's talk about layers and wave layers. It's a 4-layer rompler using samples taken from classic analog synths from the 80s and 90s. I actually think this thing sounds pretty good, but I wouldn't drop $100 on it, just like I wouldn't drop $100 on most of these. The presets overall sound pretty nice. It's actually fairly easy to operate as well. The Wave Edition is essentially the same thing, but it uses Wardolph's waves as the samples instead of the other analog synths. Now we're going to talk about Parsec. It's an additive synth for Reason. I would say it's about intermediate skill to operate, and it has a lot of power behind it. Additive synthesis is a bit different from other types of synthesis because of the way the sounds are modulated. Alright, now we're going to talk about Scenic Hybrid. This one is definitely one of the easiest devices to use, while still being pretty powerful. The sounds are generated from over 100 multi-sampled instruments, allowing you to granulize them as well. Definitely really user-friendly for performance as well. It gives me some slightly scuffed Omnisphere vibes, if I'm being honest. Which is a good thing, I think, especially for how much it costs without Reason Plus. Okay, the Reason drum kit's pretty good actually, but it's like only good if you're trying to do like a rock or like a real drum sort of sound. Like I would compare them to like physically modeled drum kits maybe. You know what, maybe I'm comparing a little high there. They're like, it's like B tier physical modeled drum kits. But they're still pretty high quality, just not something I'd probably find myself using too often. I don't know, maybe if I want to jam like drum sounds on like and pretend like I'm playing a real kit, this would be perfect for that in my opinion. Other than that though, I can't really see myself using it in my own music, but I don't think this was made for me specifically. Alright, next up we got the Club Kit and the Retro Beats Kit. Both of them were okay in my opinion. The Club Kit, it's not really like traditional mainstream club. It's more like experimental club maybe or something, just like weird dance music. Really like out there shit. Not really like normal, kick, clap, club music. I mean, there's a couple kind of like that, but it's all like really like distorted and like just lo-fi and stuff and just not Not like your typical like club sounds, but they're still pretty usable. I could see it being usable. Wait, this isn't how it really looks, is it? Pretty sure my image got messed up. Well, anyways, I wasn't really sure how to feel about this one at first, because I don't really know what genre the kids are supposed to be from this, but I kind of just feel like it's all like old vibes, you know, like maybe like 80s, maybe like a little video game action. I don't know, I made this thing here is pretty cool. Still wasn't convinced on whether or not I was getting a good deal. I still am not as I'm recording this. So the only logical next step was to give up? No, shut the fuck up, man. The only logical next step was for me to calculate how much everything is worth that we're getting here. So I did that. So I went through and found the prices of all the rack extensions as well as Reason 11. And this came out to $18.94 US dollars. If you do the math there, divide that by 20, and that comes out to like 94 months. So it would take roughly 8 years to pay this off. I mean, we're not paying it off, we're basically renting it. But hopefully Reason Plus Plus is out by then. Well, my first thought was, is this a cheap splice imitation? Sorta. Not really. It's kind of nice how it's integrated directly into it already. But it's also not that integrated. It's like 50-50 integrated. It's integrated in the sense like you can drag and drop stuff. But the way they integrated it, it's like a little bit like nonsensical. Like for instance, like having snare patches in NXT. This has also been on my wish list since like Reason 6, but for the love of God, can you put a dry wet knob on Scream? Scream is one of the most unique distortions out there. It sounds different than other distortions in my opinion, and I don't know, I hate having to set up a send and return every single time I want to use it. It'd just be nice if there's a dry wet knob on it already. I also had one bug where I wasn't able to drop in audio into the program until I restarted the program. Not really a big deal, but it seems like this has been a bug that's been around since like 2017 from what I read online. Alright, so I give Reason I don't fucking know out of 10. I honestly don't know how the fuck to rate this program because with the monthly fees, you know, it's kind of a little bit of a fuck you to their past customers. But overall, like, it's actually not that bad of a product to be using, in my opinion. Like, I might actually be willing to pay $20 a month for this. I don't know. I might actually do it. We'll see. It depends how much I want to use Reason going forward. But I actually really do like the sounds of Reason. I think the synths sound fantastic. I also think the stringed instruments sound pretty good, too. Pianos. Pretty much almost everything about it sounds pretty good. I just probably wouldn't mix and master in it, and the reason being is it's just I found it way too clunky. Reason as a whole is just like really clunky in my opinion. There's a lot of windows and it's kind of hard to navigate it, at least compared to like Ableton in my opinion. It constantly feels like I'm using a DAW for amps. Hope you enjoyed my program. That'll be $20. Okay, make sure to check out my Discord if you haven't. Check out my Patreon. I give out lessons, mastering, all kinds of stupid shit on there. You can check that out. I am totally qualified as a mastering engineer, guys, and mixing engineer. Don't you see the foam on the wall? We do beat battles in my Discord. You know, I think we might be having some prizes pretty soon. If we do start having prizes, it's probably going to be like a once a month thing then. But right now it's like a once every 2 week thing. And then like the winner gets like a stupid role in my Discord. I think like the role name is like fuck you or something. It's like really it's really dumb. This is why you shouldn't ask your community to vote on things. And this is why you also shouldn't give them bad ideas so they can vote on them. Check out my music if you haven't. I make music. I often use it as background music in my videos, which I think I'm going to start doing more often because like why not? Tune in next time when I review something that takes a lot less time. Probably reference 4 because I've been using it for a long time and it'll be a quick review, hopefully. So I'll probably upload in another 2 weeks or something. It'll take at least 2 weeks probably. Fuck, dude. This is not happening fast enough. This needs to be faster. Once every 2 weeks is not working for the YouTube algorithm. Reason Plus. Does this have anything to do with Steven Plus?
Bang Incorporated.